those of you who have been keeping up with the riots happening in Minneapolis right now, you probably have the same exact questions that I do. What the hell does looting and burning down a Target have to do with George Floyd's death? For those of you who have been keeping up with the situation surrounding George Floyd, there have been protests that have now developed into flat-out riots as a response to his death.
The building's beginning to collapse. The building is collapsing. The building just exploded. Oh my God!
Now, I think the majority of you would agree that you are on the side of the protesters up until the point they started vandalizing Target, AutoZone, Wendy's, and then they took it even further. They stopped vandalizing and they started looting. They started burning. If someone could please tell me what those things that I just mentioned that they did have to do with getting justice for a man, I would love to hear it because I can't figure it out. All I saw in these videos were not people who were upset by a man dying by the police. What I saw were people taking advantage of no police being around to steal things, to burn their communities down, and to terrorize their city. Something else that I thought about while watching all this footage: what about the employees of all these stores that they are tearing down and burning to the ground? What's happening to them? They have no jobs now. They can't go into work and feed their families. If you really cared about your community in Minneapolis, and I'm speaking to the rioters right now if you're happening to watch this, you're not helping anything. You are terrorizing your own community that you're trying to tell us is being oppressed. The only oppressors I see in this instance are you guys. People who call that city home now can't even go visit that part of town because it looks like a third world country and it's not safe. And I guarantee if George could tell us his opinion, this is not the response he would want to have. What an incredibly insulting way to memorialize a man's life by committing crime and destroying the city in which he lived. Sometimes when I'm scrolling through Twitter and I see people justifying these actions, I seriously feel like I'm the only sane person left on the internet. If you feel like what I'm saying right now is sane and reasonable, please consider supporting my work at patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett so I can keep bringing you reasonable, insane opinions. Now, we all know that this isn't the first time that a city has been burnt to the ground because of Black Lives Matter. It's happened in Ferguson, it's happened in Baltimore, and many other cities. And I want to ask you guys, what changed? What changed? They're still protesting, they're still rioting, they're still upset by things happening. And here's another question to these people. If burning down cities didn't work the first time you did it, why is it gonna work now? Throughout this video, I have been asking, what does burning down and terrorizing your city have to do with a man's death? I actually have had the answer this whole time. It doesn't. Because that's not what these rioters and looters are mad about. These people are mad that police exist to keep them from committing crimes. Notice how the first things they do when the police are cornered and cannot do anything to stop them is terrorize their city? What they have made completely clear is that they don't care about George Floyd or his death, because looting and stealing a crock pot from Target means nothing about his life. These rioters and looters think that you are gullible enough to watch this footage and think, oh my gosh, they're so oppressed, they're so scrutinized, and they're gonna want you to have sympathy for them. I have seen tons of people on Twitter justify these behaviors by saying they've just had enough. I can 100% promise you guys, acting this way will not get people to see that you are unjustly targeted. In fact, it's gonna do the opposite. And now people are gonna say, oh, we need more police there. If the police presence in Minneapolis does not double after what happened, I would be shocked. Now you're gonna have people seeing your community as rioters and looters and arsonists, because that's what you're doing. What would get people to listen to you is if you were outraged over the amount of black babies in the womb who are targeted every single year. If someone could pass along this information and tell Shaun King and Black Lives Matter what's happening around the country in these clinics, I'd love to see their response. I'm also very excited for someone to tell them what's going on in Chicago. 36 people were shot over Memorial Day weekend. Where's the outrage over that, guys? There is nothing wrong with being mad about something that happened, but there is absolutely everything wrong with taking that anger and flipping it into something else. If you cared about Black lives, you'll stop doing what you're doing to your city, because you're affecting thousands of Black lives that rely on Minneapolis and rely on people there to work. But it's clear that you don't care, and you just want a flat screen TV and some throw pillows. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like and share, hit that subscribe button, and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you want to support my work, you can become a patron at patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett and receive cool perks like an autographed photo from me in the mail each month. Or you can go to KaitlinBennett.org and get up to 75% off and free shipping on supplements and merchandise to support my work and start living a healthy life. My favorite product is Turbo Force because it gives me all the energy I need to make it through a long day of doing interviews. There are tons of other health supplements you can choose from to keep your body healthy during these uncertain times. And check out the website banned.video to see uncensored content from conservative creators that have been erased from social media.